Nampak.
Okay, hijau, kuning, merah, apa pun traffic light, is traffic light. Okay, so I have two set of pictures. Okay, I want you to describe this picture in terms of persamaan, okay, which is dan perbezaan dia. What is the similarities and the differences in this picture? And what can you conclude from this picture? Ratio of each color same, okay, and then okay, ratio ni kalau siapa masuk askar, okay, dia akan ada ration lah. Ration ni mesti makanan. Okay, this is ratio. Okay, apa lagi? Color. Alright. How about the color? Okay, Franklin, do you want to explain about the ratio? Can you explain to your friend? It's not it's not explanation. Okay, apa benda ni? Apa benda lah cikgu tunjuk gambar-gambar warna-warna ni? The amount per part the same. Okay, how do you explain the ratio? Because you said about ratio. Ratio of each color same. 1 to 1. Okay, 1 to 1. Is it 1 to 1? Okay, kalau kita tengok. Okay. Siapa dapat tengok this color? Sekejap. Which is my little pointer. Okay. The first part ni kita ada warna merah. Okay, red, yellow and green. Okay, kalau dapat tengok. This one kita ada 3 pula, 6 part yang warna merah. Okay, this is 12 part yang warna biru, biru pula, kuning. Okay, and then another 6 part warna hijau. Okay, warna hijau. Okay, and then sebelah ni pula adalah the same pula, but it is condensed. Condensed ataupun kita panggil the simplest form lah, kita simplify kan. Okay, kita simplify kan. So, bila kita simplify kan, we get 1 part of red, 2 parts of yellow and 1 part of green. So, can you tell me what is dia punya common yang simplest tu? Kita darab ke bahagi ke berapa? The number tu. Okay. Siapa boleh bagi tahu? Okay, we have sini kita ada 6, 12 and 6. And then dia jadi 1, 2 and 1. So, divide by 6. Okay, kita divide by 6 lah. Okay, 6 divide by 6, kita akan dapat 1. Okay. Oh, sorry, 6 divide by 6, kita akan dapat 1. 12 divide by 6, kita akan dapat 2. Okay, these two ni. And 6 divide by 1, kita akan dapat 1. Okay, so apa kaitan dengan our lesson today? So kita akan tengok hari ni. Kita akan tengok apa dia. Okay, today kita akan masuk subtopic 3.3 which is about chemical formula. Okay, this is our learning standard. Kita ada 3.31 until 3.35. Okay, you can read this. Okay, untuk today probably kita akan buat 3.31 until 3.34. Okay, kalau sempat kita akan buat sampai 3.34. Okay, kalau tak boleh pun kita akan buat until 3.33 je. Okay. So, okay, before this kita dah belajar, kita semua dah tahu H2O, okay, semua dah belajar chemistry. Remember our first meme tu? Okay, when you learn chemistry, you are chemist, K-E-M-I-S-T, you said H2O instead of water. So, apakah itu H2O? H2O tu adalah chemical formula. Kita ada chemical formula dekat sini. So, kenapa we use chemical formula instead of ayat nama? Siapa boleh bagi tahu? Kenapa kita tak tulis nama je dihydrogen? Lagi senang ke? Lagi?
To different.
Adakah lagi senang? How about kalau people yang tak belajar chemistry? Adakah dia tahu katalah Okay, bayangkan if you semua ada adik yang berumur 10 tahun ataupun 8 tahun, cakap dekat adik, adik tolong ambil H2O. Do you think that your brother or your sister, your younger brother or younger sister will understand that?
No.
So you said apa? Can you get me apa water, right? So why we use chemical formula? Sebab tadi Aki cakap so easier. Is it easier? Easier for us, the chemist or the scientist, or easier for other people ataupun normal people?
Is it because for us to identify the chemical, we use this for easier to identify?
So those who don't know, they afraid use. Okay, it's short, a little bit correct lah. Okay, it's not easier for us to identify. Is it easier for us to identify? So when we use chemical formula, okay, we have two parts. Kita ada the huruf ataupun the alphabet and then the number. So for us chemists, okay, ataupun scientists, when we see this, we already know how many atoms are there in that substances ataupun molecules ataupun components dia. Alright. So for example H2O, what can you know from that H2O? So what can you know from the formula of H2O?
It's got H and O.
Okay, lagi? That is water. Okay, Aira cakap that is water. Okay, tu kalau belajar chemistry lah, you know it is water. And then apa lagi maklumat yang kita boleh dapat, information that we can get from H2O symbol. Alright, NG cakap 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So it is correct. So based on that formula, okay, when we include huruf, okay, symbol, and then the numbers, okay, so we can know how many atoms and how many or ions, okay, are there in that substance. Kalau kita just write water, okay, water, we do not know berapa banyak chemical yang ada dalam tu. But if we write as H2O, we know it has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Okay, in chemistry lah, okay, we have actually three things, okay, three name. The first one, this is chemical formula, okay, and then we have the common name, nama yang selalu orang guna macam water, okay, water. And then we have a scientific name, macam IUPAC name, something macam tu lah, okay, it's standard. For example, the name for water actually from H2O tu we call as dihydrogen monoxide. Okay, we have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So dihydrogen monoxide. Based on that name, okay, we can conclude as well dia punya chemical formula. Alright, so dalam this, okay, for example in sulfur powder, we know that S adalah symbol for sulfur. Okay, and then 8 it means in that dia punya composition of atom consists of 8 sulfur ni, dia punya chemical structure dia. Okay, so kalau chemical formula ni is representation of chemical substance using alphabets. So huruf, kita guna huruf dekat sini. And apa lagi? Subscript numbers ni. Number ni kena kecil kat bawah, kita tak boleh tulis besar. Okay, sebelah dia. Tu memberi maksud yang berlainan pula. Nanti kita akan tengok macam mana. What happen if 8 ni pula besar. Sekarang ni kita belajar 8 yang kecil saja. Okay. So the numbers ni to show the number of each type of atoms in the elementary entities of the substance. So dalam ni, dalam satu, bukan satu botol ni. Okay, dalam paling kecil dia, okay, they have 8 sulfur atoms ni. Probably dia bergabung. Okay, kalau elements, okay, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, how about magnesium ataupun metal? Okay, metal mostly, kalau chemical formula dia, kalau metal sajalah, bukan dia compound or element, ni untuk compound saja. Okay, the chemical formula untuk magnesium will be Mg saja, Mg. Because metal ni can exist as element, okay. But for non-metal, okay, only, not all, Okay, not all non-metal can be exist as elements. Kalau macam as single atoms, okay, contohnya macam oxygen gas. This is diatomic gases. So it will have O2. Zero, bukan zero, O2. Okay, they show that the gas molecule consists of two oxygen atoms. Okay, how about compounds? Compounds tadi ni macam H2O. Okay, we know that they have two atoms of hydrogen combined with one atom of oxygen. This one. Okay, and then how about aluminum oxide? This is a salt. Okay, salt. Because it is a metal. Okay, and then it react with non-metal. It is combined with three atom oxygen. Kalau tengok ni 2 Al2O3 means two aluminum atoms, okay, combines with three atoms of oxygen. Okay, faham tak maksud dia apa? Soalan takkan tanya lah apakah masuk chemical formula, apakah ini. So you need to understand lah, okay, what chemical formula tu maksud dia. So macam H2O, it means we have two hydrogen atoms, okay, react ataupun combine with one oxygen atom. Kalau one tu kita tak letak lah satu subscript kat bawah tu. Okay, kita biar kita tulis simbol dia saja. Okay, for example macam aluminium oxide is Al2O3. So two aluminium atoms combine with three oxygen atoms. Okay, and then kalau kita tengok dekat sini, okay, sebenarnya kalau this semua ni adalah 1 mole. Okay, kalau Al2O3 ni this is 1 mole ataupun satu mole saja. Sebab dia tak ada nombor. Nanti kita akan pergi ni dalam 3.4 which is chemical equation. Alright, kita tengok. Okay, ni tadi H2 dengan H2O. This is the symbol. Okay, and then the number ni bagi tahu how many atoms yang ada. Okay, how many atoms yang ada. Number ni kena subscript, kena kecil kat bawah. Tak boleh kuasa, kena kecil. Tak boleh besar, tak boleh dua dekat sebelah ni. Okay, alright, continue. Okay. Okay, still. Tadi siapa remember kita yang belajar warna-warna ni, kita ada, this is the simplest, kita based on ratio, okay, 1 to 1. So this is the simplest form lah, kita boleh simplifykan based on this. Yang ni yang actual, okay, sebenarnya, but we can simplify it as this, okay, 1 to 1. Okay, this is 6, 12, 6. Okay, and then we can simplify it as 1, 2 and 1. So, apakah kaitan dia? Okay, in chemical formula, we have molecular formula and empirical formula. Okay, apakah itu empirical and molecular formula? Okay, molecular formula ni, okay, ataupun formula molecular, is the actual number of atoms. Okay, so found in a molecule of a compound. Actual numbers lah, basically sebab dia molecule. So, dia sebenarnya, apa yang sebenarnya the actual number of ratio, how many atoms in that chemical formula ataupun compound. However, the empirical formula ni adalah simplest ratio. Okay, kita simplifykan. Okay, of the number of atom of each element in a compound. Okay, kalau kita tengok tadi tu adalah, okay, this is basically lebih kurang macam they show 6, 12, 6 ni basically lebih kurang macam glucose. Okay, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, this is the chemical molecular formula of glucose. We have 6 carbon, 12 oxygen and 6 oxygen. Okay, kita ada 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen and 6 oxygen. Okay, they show that kita ada 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms. So, macam mana kita nak dapat the simplest tu? Kita divide with the smallest number. Okay, dalam this molecular formula ni. So, for the smallest number adalah 6. So, 6 divided by 6, kita akan dapat 1. 12 divided by 6, kita akan dapat 2. Okay, and then 6 divided by 6, we will get 1. So, and then kita dapatlah the empirical formula. So, what is the empirical formula of glucose? The empirical formula of glucose adalah CH2O. Okay, this is empirical formula of glucose. But it is not the actual formula. Okay, the actual formula yang ni, C6H12O6. Okay, faham tak? Apakah difference between molecular formula and empirical formula? Okay, how about water? H2O. Is it empirical or molecular formula? Hello? How about water? Empirical ke molecular formula?
Teacher, can hear?
Can you?
Hello,
Okay. H2O, is it molecular formula or empirical formula? Franklin said both. Angie said empirical. Anna said empirical. Okay, so actually, oh, I hate myself. Okay, so actually it is both. Okay, kalau kita tengok water dekat sini, molecular formula for water adalah H2O and empirical formula for water adalah H2O. Alright? But, okay, sama juga for ammonia. Ammonia pun sama juga. Okay, but for hydrazine ni, okay, dia akan ada, the actual formula adalah N2H4. Okay, but the empirical formula adalah NH2. Okay, NH2. Okay, kenapa? Kenapa? Why? Okay, dalam soalan dalam buku teks, kalau siapa tengok. Okay, I need you to think about it. Okay, dia tanya apa jap. Cik check. Okay, dalam buku teks said, some compounds, okay, some compounds have the same empirical formula and molecular formula. Macam air tadi tu, water, they have the same molecular formula and the same empirical formula. However, some compounds will have different molecular formula and empirical formula. Okay, kenapa dia jadi macam tu? Try to think about it. Okay, nanti cikgu akan tanya balik. Kenapa ada setengah compound will have the same molecular and empirical formula, but ada setengah lagi compound that have different molecular formula and empirical formula. Okay, try to think about it. Okay, siapa tanya tu?
For empirical and molecular formula, can we actually change it whenever we want?
No. Okay, no. Uh, let me rephrase back. What do you mean by change?
Like use it for normal users.
Sorry?
Like use it when we want to use.
And then you want to change macam mana?
Like example glucose.
Okay.
Use it in our calculation. Can we just use the empirical formula?
No, cannot. It's different thing. Okay, because why? So apa? Kalau kita pergi balik ke glucose, okay, the molecular formula adalah the actual, okay, glucose. This is how glucose it is. So you will get 180. The molar mass will be 180. But if you change it into empirical formula, you will only get less than 180 lah. Okay, you can 12 plus 1 plus 2 which is 18. 18 plus 16 you will get 32. Okay, 32. So it will be different. However, empirical formula ni just you want to write dia punya ratio actually, okay. So in the simplest form, but you cannot use it in calculation for the number of mole, okay. Yes, Franklin said empirical formula to know the brief structure secara simple dia punya structure tu macam mana. But in calculation we cannot use empirical formula because they are different lah. Walaupun the amount of molar mass will be different. Okay? Macam Franklin cakap. Alright. Okay, how do we determine empirical formula based on experiment? Okay, in this subtopic you will do experiment, tapi kita ni PKP so we cannot do experiment lah. So bila dah naik sekolah, okay, kita akan buat eksperimen. So how do we determine the empirical formula? Okay, it is based on analysis of percentage ataupun the fraction of a substance through experiment. And then we determine the simplest whole number ratio of atoms of each element. So macam mana? Okay, kita tengok this type of questions. Okay, untuk jawab soalan ni, cikgu suka kalau semua try to do in the table, dalam satu bentuk table. Okay, dalam satu bentuk jadual. So, semua baca this question. Okay, identify apa yang ada and what kind of soalan, apa yang soalan ni nak. List out dekat chat tu. Okay, apa yang soalan ni bagi maklumat. Okay, and then what, apa soalan ni needs, apa yang soalan ni nak. Okay, boleh tak? Okay, I need you to keluarkan, to ambil satu kertas, okay, salin apa yang cikgu buat sekarang ni. Okay, semua dah ambil kertas. You kena ada kertas atas meja. Okay. Ataupun you can, siapa yang boleh buka dua screen ke, yang use computer, you can try to do dekat, yes, buat dalam buku boleh. Dalam buku dia lah, buku yang kerja tu. Okay, salin ni dulu. How do we do this example? Okay, in your book ataupun kertas, write dulu example. Franklin, okay, how do you find AL203? Okay, Franklin is too fast. Okay. Katalah dalam soalan tu dia tak beri. Okay, we do explain. Just imagine, we do not know the formula of the aluminum oxide. So, how do you find the Al2O3, the formula dia? Okay, minta cari empirical formula untuk aluminum oxide. Okay, semua dah ready. Kertas ataupun buku. Okay, you need to salin this. Okay, salin that questions. Okay, tak apa, nanti you boleh salin balik lah nanti bila dalam slide je. So, apa yang kita perlu buat adalah do this table, draw this table. Ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ada 4 row. And column ni depends on how many elements yang kita ada. In this question we have aluminium, okay, and then oxygen. So we only have 2 row lah, okay. Kalau actually 3 lah kalau tambah dengan description belah kiri ni. But if you have 3 or 4 ke, kita akan tambah lagi this column. So the first thing adalah we write dulu the symbol, the element symbol. We have aluminium. The symbol for aluminium apa dia? Franklin, slow down. Okay. Okay, we write AL dulu. Okay, and then O. Okay, the symbol. Okay, the symbol. Okay, okay, yeah. I want to give Franklin extra work lah because dia dah cepat. Okay, yang lain boleh salin dulu, salin dulu that table. Cikgu nak bagi kerja extra dekat Franklin. Group A, sekejap.
Hello. Hello. Uh, hello. Is anyone there? Hello.
Hello, jap. Give me a moment. Cikgu nak post home extra work for Franklin. Okay, Franklin, you can open the classroom. Okay, Google Classroom. Okay, and then you can do the homework. Okay, the homework for today. You can start do the homework. And you can also kalau nak you can dengar lah. Okay, this kind of our class today, but you can start do the homework today. The homework yang untuk hari ni can do it sekarang lah. Alright, okay. So to determine the empirical formula, okay. This first one kita tulis the symbol AL and O, and then what is the mass? Okay, kita letak mass 1.35 gram. Okay, gram, and then 1.2 gram. Okay, next. Okay, and then after mass kita letak, kita calculate the number of moles. Okay, the number of moles. Okay, so macam mana nak guna number of moles? Kita guna what kind of formula? N is equal to, siapa ingat? How to calculate the number of moles?
The mass and molar mass.
The mass over molar mass. Okay, so okay, the mass over molar mass N is equal to mass, okay, 1.35, okay, divide by dia punya tu 27. Jadi for aluminium, okay, for oxygen pula N, okay, equal to 1.2, okay, divide by 16, okay. And then you will get apa ni? You will get dekat sini 1.35 divide by 27, you will get 0.05 mole. Okay, mole. And then sini akan dapat 0.075 mole. 0.05 mole. So after that, kita dah buat number of moles ni. Kita calculate the mole ratio. Okay, the mole ratio. Okay, the mole ratio ni different from mole fraction tu. Okay, mole fraction tu for concentration, but this is for mole ratio. Okay, macam mana kita nak cari mole ratio? Kita divide by the smallest number of mole dekat sini. Okay, in this question, which one yang ada smallest mole ratio? Sorry, the smallest mole, smallest number of mole. Mana satu? Aluminium or oxygen? Mana satu yang ada smallest number of mole? Al. Okay, aluminium. So, kita ambil smallest, okay, which is 0.05. So, the ratio for Al ni pun 0.05. So, kita ambil 0.05 divide by 0.05. You will get berapa? 1.5. Is it really? Tak, it is 1. Okay, kita dapat 1. Okay, so, yes?
Why 0.05 and 0.05?
Oh, because we want to find the ratio. The smallest, the number of mole divide by with the smallest number of mole in that compound. Get it? The number of mole of the element, each elements, okay, kita divide by the smallest number of mole in that compound. Okay, so kalau ada Al ni, divide 0.05 divide by 0.05, and then for O ni, for O pula for oxygen, okay, kita ambil 0.075, kita divide by 0.05. 0.05. If we have another, katalah we have another element, katalah kita ada probably tak betul lah, probably tak betul, ada Cl ke apa, kita divide by 0.05 juga. If kalau Cl tu lagi besar lah, kalau probably Cl tu lagi kecil 0.03, okay, semua ni kita divide by 0.03. Okay, you divide 0.05 by 0.075 divide by 0.05, you will get 1.5. So this is the smallest ratio, but boleh ke kita write, okay, boleh ke kita write sebagai Al O 1.5? can we write the formula as AL O 1.5 macam ni. Sekejap cikgu tunjuk. Katalah finally we get the formula based on mole ratio AL. Okay, because dia adalah satu, kita tak perlu tulis, and then O, and then kita write sebagai 1.5. Boleh ke macam ni? Is this correct? This kind of chemical formula. Okay, ada orang tak dekat situ? No. Why? Kenapa why? Kenapa why? Kenapa no?
Because the 1.5 isn't the number of the thing inside it.
Okay, actually it is 1.5. Okay, but okay, kita perlu write as a whole number, tak perlukan pecahan. Okay, kita kena write as a whole number. So dekat last kali, kotak yang last kali we write as apa tu? Simplest mole ratio. Ni dah simple lah ni, 1 and 1.5 dia simple, but kita nak in a whole number term. Okay, simplest mole ratio. Okay, so kita divide, kita times by 2 lah. Kita akan dapat 1 darab 2, kita akan dapat 2. 1.5 times 2, kita akan dapat 3. So this is dia punya apa tu? Dia punya simplest mole ratio. So apa formula yang kita akan dapat? Okay, kita akan dapat formula apa? Insert row below. Okay, the formula kita akan dapat ialah, okay, the formula you will get AL, okay, 2 and then O. This is empirical formula. Why? Sebab kita tak boleh nak kita tak boleh nak simplify it more. Kalau kita simplify it more, kita akan dapat bukan dalam whole number. We will get AL and 0 1.5. Okay, faham tak? Kenapa darab 2? Because kita tak nak ada perpuluhan dekat dalam formula. Kan, semua pernah tengok kan chemical formula, tak pernah pun ada chemical formula yang ada perpuluhan. Contohnya Cl 0.5, Cl 2.3. Okay, dia tak pernah ada formula. We need a whole number dekat bawah ni. Okay, bawah ni we need satu nombor yang bulat lah. Tak nak ada fraction. Okay, a whole number. Kena darab 2 sebab this is the simplest one. Kita boleh je darab 4. Okay, boleh je darab 4. Boleh ke darab 4? Boleh je darab 6. Okay, katalah di sini 6 and then you will get 6 times 1.5 apa? 1 times 1.5. Okay, sorry. Boleh je darab 4. What happen kalau darab 4? You will get 4 and you get 6. Tapi dia bukan yang simplest. Dia tak simplest lagi sebab we can simplify it to divide by paling kecil 2. Okay, we can simplify it and then 3. So after 2 and 3 tak boleh lagi simplify lah, tu yang paling kecil. Okay. Alright, next. Kita dah tahu empirical formula. How about molecular formula? Okay, molecular formula ni actually empirical formula times by N. N tu dia punya kira dalam maths kita panggil apa? Common denominator, macam tu lebih kurang. Cikgu tak faham, cikgu tak faham maths, cikgu tak tahu sangat maths punya terminology. So N tu, N bukan N number of moles, okay? N sengit ni, macam denominator. For example, kalau water ni, okay, the empirical formula adalah H2O, the simplest form H2O. And then the molecular formula adalah H2O dalam kurungan ni, semua ni times by 1. Semua times by dengan 1. And then you get lah H2O. Okay, and then about hydrazine ni tadi, okay? Okay, semua tengok yang ni. Kalau kita tengok hydrazine ni, okay, dia punya empirical formula adalah NH2, the simplest form. However, dia punya molecular formula, the actual formula adalah N2H4. So sometimes the question asks you to find dia punya N ni. Dia akan bagi the molecular formula, okay, And then you need to find the N based on the empirical formula, or you need to find empirical formula based on N ni. Okay, so dia tak actually, it is tak complicated sangat compared to concentration apa benda yang semua kita belajar ni. You need to tahu darab dengan bahagilah yang tu. Okay, and then you need to know the concept between empirical and molecular formula. Macam propane okay, propane. Dia punya empirical formula CH2. Okay, cikgu bagi tahu satu benda ya. Okay, benzin dengan propane ni lain. Okay, kita tengok propane. Okay, dia akan ada butane. Okay, B-U-T-E-N-E. Dia akan ada ethene, E-T-H-E-N-E. Okay, semua ni empirical formula dia adalah sama. Okay, semua empirical formula adalah sama. Okay, however, dia punya molecular formula ni akan different. Sebab apa kalau kita tengok? Okay, cikgu bagi example. Okay, for butane ni kan. Okay, cikgu buat satu slide sekejap. Satu table sekejap. Table. Okay, propane ni adalah alkin. Kita panggil dia sebagai alkin. Alkini. Dia punya ejaan dia. Bukan alkane. A-L-K-E-N-E. Alkin. Tengok perkataan E-N-E ni. Okay. Dia ada methane. M-E-T-H. Okay, methane. Okay, dia ada ni increasing the number dia. Okay, methane, ethane. Okay. Okay, propane sampai nanti kena bayar sampai 12 lah basically. Butane, apa lagi? Pentane. Okay, bukan bukan shampoo tu. Okay, pentane. And then 6 hexane. Dan 7 ada heptane lah. So dia semua ni apa? Dia punya carbon tu 1, 2. Okay, dia punya ni tambah 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6. Okay, so formula untuk methane adalah CH2. Okay, CH2. Okay, ni yang akan different dia. Kenapa empirical formula, kenapa sesetengah compound has different empirical formula and different molecular formula, and kenapa setengah compound has the same molecular formula and the same empirical formula. Okay. And then for ethene pula, dia ada dua, dia akan jadi C2H4. Okay, H4. Okay, and then propane C3H6. Okay, based on this, kalau semua dapat tengok, okay, it is basically apa dia? It just CH2. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and then dalam kurungan, semua ni CH2. Yang berbeza dia adalah N dekat luar tersebut. Okay. N dekat luar dia.
But teacher, doesn't this make us, if we use empirical formula, makes
Makes it apa?
it like makes it all the same thing?
For empirical is the same. Okay, kita akan tengok dekat sini. For methane kan, the simplest form adalah CH2. Okay, and then ethane ni C2H4. And then we can simplify it. Okay, C2H2 times by 2. Okay, sama juga macam C3H3 tu. And then ni pun akan CH2, 4, 5, 6 and so on untuk this functional group alkene. Okay, but we cannot use, okay, we cannot use CH2 macam ni sajalah untuk calculation for number of mole untuk ethane ni. Kena include number 2 juga. Okay, this is okay, yang ni adalah empirical formula. Okay, semua ni empirical formula. But this is adalah molecular formula. Okay, for example untuk hexane, okay, we have C6, okay, H12. So, okay, what about dia punya empirical formula dia? Can someone write what is the empirical formula untuk hexane?
Mm, the same as the thing.
Okay, the same. So macam apa dia? So the question suruh us to write, you cannot write the same. You have to write it. Okay, apa dia?
CH2
Okay, and then
square with 6.
6. Bukan square, we times by 6. Okay, so C H, okay, 2. This is empirical formula. And then tutup bracket 6. Okay. So ni macam simplify because nanti in organic compound you have lagi banyak dia punya ni. Dia punya apa rantaian punya chemical formula CH2, 3H2 apa benda semua tu. And then this is one way to simplify it. Okay. This empirical ni banyak in terms of banyak berguna in terms of organic chemistry lah. Okay. Macam propin ni, macam benzin ni. Okay, benzin ni bukan alkene. So dia tak sama. Benzin ni adalah cyclic. Maksud dia di dalam bentuk bukan cyclic lah. Dia actually adalah apa bentuk apa tu hexagon. Alright. This is satu benda. Okay. This is ni adalah dua eksperimen okay that you will do. Okay, nanti bila dah buka nanti sekolah nanti. However, kita akan continue later lah. Okay, kita akan continue on hari Ahad. Okay, because you will you need to do the calculation. Okay, cikgu akan try. Okay, cikgu nak semua try buat satu soalan ni dulu. Okay, try to calculate this magnesium oxide ni experiment. Okay, this ada 3 questions. Okay, try to answer this. Okay, can you do it in 3 minutes? Boleh tak? Kita to do this. Because you need to understand macam mana nak buat ni dulu. Because ada homework hari ni yang berkaitan dengan this magnesium oxide ni. Dengan this calculation of empirical and molecular formula.
Teacher, what is cubicle?
Okay, let me explain. Sebab tu you need to see the experiment. Okay, this is the rajah dalam bahasa Inggeris apa? The diagram, okay, for experiment magnesium oxide. Crucible ni adalah kita panggil apa? It's porcelain. Dia bekas actually. Dia bekas, okay. Dia bekas dia ni made from ceramic, okay, to put dia macam siapa makan clay pot, okay, clay pot, nasi ayam clay pot, lebih kurang macam tu lah, okay. Tapi dia kecil, okay. And then dia ada lid tu penutup. Crucible tu just a thing to hold benda yang kita nak buat eksperimen tersebut. Okay. So untuk ni okay, but that's why I need to show video tapi tak sempat lah. Try to do this question dulu. Okay, boleh. You can use you can use this method. Bukan this method bukan bukan you ada je banyak method you can use untuk calculate the empirical formula tu, but yang method table tu is bukan easiest, okay, it's still easiest, and then dia paling systematic. You can see dia punya flow dia. Okay, nanti cikgu akan next class lah, okay, cikgu akan showkan flow chart, okay, cara-cara macam mana kita nak kira the empirical formula tu, dia punya flow daripada 1 sampai 2. Okay, Frankie cakap mass of O adalah 1.6 gram. So macam mana nak cari dia mass of, okay, kalau buat eksperimen ni tersebut kita nak timbang dia sebab apa perlu ada mass of crucible and lid ni. Okay, for example contohnya bayangkan macam semua nak buat nak timbang air lah kan, nak timbang air. Okay, you need to timbang the mass of the container dulu. Okay, after that lepas dah timbang mass of the container, isi air, okay, and then timbang balik air tersebut, and then you can get the mass of water by minus mass of water plus container tu minus dengan mass of container. Okay, mass of magnesium. So macam mana nak tahu mass of magnesium? 26.4 minus 24. So you will get 2.4 gram. Okay. And then mass of oxygen, 28 minus 26.4. You will get apa, 28 minus 26.4. You will get 1.6 gram. Okay, Franklin dah cepat dah tu. Laju sangat. Okay, you need to kena calculate dululah. Okay, kena calculate dulu. The soalan ni by okay, ikut flow. First of all, okay, it's already 9:30 lah. Cikgu tunjuk dululah video. Okay, video how the experiment akan dibuat. Okay, semua tengok ni. Okay, this is magnesium ribbon. Okay, this is Mg lah, magnesium. Biasa lagu. Okay, and then kena guna basically dia guna sandpaper dulu. Okay, macam mana nak timbang dia tu dulu. Okay, this is crucible. Okay, crucible yang putih ni. Macam clay pot. Okay, mula-mula timbang dulu crucible dengan lid dia dulu. Okay, crucible dengan lid, you will get the mass of the crucible because every crucible, each crucible ni has different mass. Okay. After that, baru letak the magnesium tersebut, magnesium ribbon. Okay, nampak tu berat dia berubah. And then you can get the mass of magnesium by take this value, okay, divide by the mass of crucible and lid. Okay, and then after that, nyalakanlah api and then bakarlah. Okay, bakar. Dia akan jadi hitam lah because of oxygen. Okay, tengok. Okay, last kali. Dia akan jadi warna putih macam ni ataupun hitam macam tak pasti kalau apa. Okay, finally. Macam mana nak tahu berat dia adalah timbang lah. Because berat dia akan bertambah because ada oksigen dalam tersebut. Tunjuk last kali. Okay, last kali. Okay, timbang berat okay, timbang berat mass apa, timbanglah semua sekali tu and then you will get mass of crucible plus lead plus magnesium oxide last sekali. Okay, and then okay, you will get this table lah. Ni copper. You will get this table. Okay, so first kali kena tahulah. Okay, kena tahu berapa berat dia. Baru you boleh buat di table macam ni. Okay, baru boleh buat table macam ni. So you put lah element Mg and then O. So untuk calculate the mass dia tu, okay, calculate the mass. Okay, calculate the mass of magnesium dulu. 26.4 minus 24. You will get apa? 2.4 gram. Okay, 2.4 gram. Right lah, 2.4 gram dekat sini. Okay. And then for oxygen pula, how do we know the mass of oxygen? Take magnesium oxide ni, okay, mass yang last kali minus dengan mass yang plus magnesium ni, you will get 1.6 gram. Okay, 1.6 gram. And then find lah the number of moles. Okay, cikgu lupa nak bagi dia punya apa, RMM. Okay, RAM dia. Okay, oxygen 16, magnesium probably berapa? Magnesium boleh cari je lah kat periodic table. Okay, and then continue, you can dapat lah the mole ratio and finally you can get the simplest mole ratio and then boleh dapat formula. Okay, you need to do magnesium 24. You need to do this exercise. Okay, that's why. Okay, for your homework, Okay, this is your homework. Kalau tengok dekat Google Classroom, homework 3.3, Chemical Formula Part 1. Okay, Part 1. So, klik dekat sini. Okay, ada 8 questions. Okay, okay, you need to do this questions. Okay, and then ni ada tempat lah untuk buat your jalan kira dekat sini. Okay, after dah dapat this question, soalan dia kena warna. Okay, soalan dia first part adalah calculate, second part adalah mewarna. Okay, dia tengok dekat sini. Kalau you get the formula formula adalah Na3S2O3 color dark blue ataupun light blue ataupun not color light blue. Okay, kat mana warna dia dekat sini. Okay, and then you will get lah color dia macam mana nanti. Okay, faham tak setakat ni?
Okay, teacher,
Yes.
for the 3.2 thing concentration,
Aha.
yeah, that homework, will we have discussion about it?
We already discuss kan yang let me check. Let me check. Which one? Yang ni ke?
Yeah.
Okay, we will discuss next week lah. Okay.
Okay.
Remember in our in our flow untuk this topic, okay, one session will be discussion and one session will be learn new things. Okay, yang ni kita akan this is material constitution part 2. Okay, yang ni.
Hmm.
Yang ni ke? Let me show. This one.
Yeah.
Okay, we will discuss it on Sunday lah next week. Okay, and then I will put macam video yang 5 to less than 5 minutes tu, okay, dalam material, so you can watch lah untuk tengok macam mana nak cari the empirical formula yang simplify punya. Final exam, kita takkan ada final exam, okay. Be assessment on 30 August until early September lah. Okay, so will be assessment week. So during that week you need to siapkan semua, kena hantar balik semua yang belum siap. Okay, and then I will give you a set of questions. Okay, you have to do it during that week. Okay, kalau cikgu dapat that question in this week, I will post it. Okay, and then you can start do the question. And every question tu akan ada different lah. Okay, not everyone will get the same set.
Teacher,
Yes.
is it impossible to, if the question only gives you a empirical formula, is it impossible to make it into the molecular formula?
Yes. Let me show you. It's impossible. Not impossible. It's possible. Okay, kalau kalau lah dia cuma bagi let me start share screen. Sekejap. Okay, katalah kalau dia bagi apa? Empirical formula saja.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if dia bagi empirical formula saja, okay, the question dia akan bagilah number of moles apa benda semua tu. You need tak perlu calculate daripada awal. Okay, tak perlu calculate pada awal because empirical formula is the smallest, okay. But you need to calculate dia punya ni lah, number of mole ni. Okay. And then because empirical formula, okay, the relationship between molecular and empirical formula, the molecular formula ni is equal to empirical formula times by n. N ni maksudnya the ratio lah. Okay, kalau contohnya macam dalam bawah ni, n 1, 2, 3 or 6. It can be any number but must be whole number. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It cannot be 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Okay, must be in a whole number.
Yeah.
So macam tu lah.
No, if they only give an empirical formula, can we count it into molecular formula?
Kalau it needs more information. For example, dia perlukan the mass, okay, the mass. Okay, the mass from the experiment. Okay, and then baru boleh cari dia punya N tu. Okay, macam ni. Macam this question tadi ni. Okay, this is just empirical formula. It can be this question lah kalau kata. Okay, this is the empirical formula for alkene. Write the molecular formula for pentane. So you need to know what pen means. It means penta, which is 5. Okay, and then you can write lah C5 H10.
Oh, okay.
Ini kena tahu. The question will kena bagi more information on maybe the chemical not chemical formula, the chemical name. Okay. Okay. It's already 9:40. Okay. Still have any question? Okay, boleh print. You can print. Okay. Yang this homework ni. Okay. Okay, siapa yang nak print? So silap question. Okay, this homework. Okay. Actually kan, kalau siapa yang nak print yang last ni saja. So taklah membazir kertas because yang semua ni you can just read, okay, and then boleh write in your textbook. Textbook pula. Write in your buku kerja, okay. So print yang ni je and then colour yang last ni. But kalau yang writing dekat komputer, tak perlu print lah, you can just write dekat sini. Yang print tak perlu print yang ni. Yang ni kosong-kosong tak perlu print. Okay, semua ni tak perlu print. Print yang last saja, yang kapal ni saja. Okay. Anyone sebut okay? Okay, I will end our recording. So you stop record.